Welcome to another episode of the NeuroFluency podcast, where you learn English while rewiring the way your mind thinks.
So basically, mental fitness and language fitness.
Exactly. And today, we're talking about something that's both fascinating and terrifying: your crush.
You mean that emotional roller coaster where one hey message feels like destiny and one scene feels like heartbreak?
That's the one. But here's the twist. Your crush isn't really about them. It's about your brain craving its own chemistry.
Wait, what? My brain is just using this person as an excuse to get high on itself?
Kind of, yes. Every time you see their face, text them, or just imagine them, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical behind reward and addiction. It's not love yet. It's your reward system rehearsing how love might feel.
So my crush is like a trailer, not the actual movie?
Perfect metaphor. Your brain builds the fantasy first, hoping the story becomes real.
In this episode, we'll uncover 21 psychological facts about crushes. Not to romanticize obsession, but to decode what each reaction says about your mind, memory, and identity. Because here's the truth. You're not addicted to the person. You're addicted to the possibility. By the end, you'll see your crush not as chaos, but communication. Your brain showing you what it craves, fears, and idealizes. So breathe in, let the neurons settle, and let's explore what your infatuation is really trying to teach you.
The science of infatuation.
So, before we dive in, let's answer one question. What are these 21 psychological facts about crushes really about?
Yeah, are they just random science trivia or something deeper?
They're not trivia. Each of these facts is like a mirror showing you how your brain reacts when desire meets uncertainty. They reveal how your emotions, hormones, and thoughts collaborate or collide every time you start liking someone.
So it's basically 21 windows into how the brain experiences attraction.
Exactly. 21 ways your mind creates, maintains, and sometimes magnifies a crush. And we'll go through them one by one, starting with the first 4, which explain the neuroscience behind infatuation.
The science of why my brain loses its Wi-Fi connection to logic.
Precisely. Let's start with the science of infatuation.
Fact 1. You're more attracted to people you can't have. Your brain is wired to desire what's unavailable. It's called the scarcity principle. The less attainable something seems, the more your reward system lights up.
So the more out of reach they are, the more my brain goes, yes, that's the one.
Exactly. It's not real love, it's fantasy dopamine. The same brain network responsible for daydreaming, the default mode network, gets triggered. Your mind says, if I can't have them in reality, I'll have them in imagination.
So I don't actually like them, I like the idea of them.
Bingo. You're in love with your own neural movie.
Fact 2. You're afraid to make a move. When you have a crush, you often hesitate. That's not weakness, it's neural protection.
Protection from what?
From rejection. The brain prefers a safe fantasy over a risky reality. It's easier to nurture possibility than to face truth.
So my mind runs a comfort simulation instead of letting me act.
Exactly. The fantasy feels safer than uncertainty, even if it's all in your head.
Fact 3. Your brain ignores their flaws. Ever noticed how your crush seems flawless? That's idealization. When dopamine is high, your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that handles logic, takes a nap.
So my brain edits out red flags like a bad movie critic.
Exactly. You don't fall for the person, you fall for the emotional high they trigger. Fact 4. You start seeing their name everywhere. After you learn your crush's name, it suddenly appears everywhere on billboards, songs, random headlines.
Yeah, I always thought that was fate messing with me.
That's the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, or frequency illusion. Your brain locks on to emotionally charged details and starts filtering the world to notice them.
So it's not destiny, it's my attention system going rogue.
Exactly. Your brain highlights what your heart prioritizes.
These first 4 facts show how a crush begins as a neural storm, a mix of imagination, protection, and chemical reward. In the next part, we'll explore how attraction shapes your behavior, perception, and social instincts. Because your crush isn't just a feeling, it's your brain in performance mode.
The psychology of attraction.
So, we've seen how a crush starts inside your brain. Dopamine, fantasy, protection. But now it's time to ask the real question. Why are we drawn to some people and not others?
Yeah, like, why do I instantly click with one person and feel nothing with someone who seems perfect on paper?
That's where the psychology of attraction takes over. It's not random. Your mind uses hidden algorithms based on personality, social cues, and emotional history. The next 6 facts reveal how those invisible forces shape who we like and who likes us back.
Fact 5. Your background and personality influence your attraction. Studies show we're drawn to what feels familiar. Our upbringing, social environment, and emotional patterns quietly define what attractive means to us.
So my type is actually built from my past?
Exactly. Attraction is emotional déjà vu. Your brain recognizes patterns of comfort, validation, or excitement you've experienced before.
So it's not love at first sight, it's memory at first sight.
Perfectly said.
Fact 6. Men often lower their voices when talking to their crush. It's a subtle biological signal. Lowering the voice activates associations of strength and confidence. Evolutionarily, it's a form of vocal dominance display.
So when I use my morning voice on purpose, that's my biology doing marketing?
Exactly. Your nervous system becomes a PR agent for your genes.
Fact 7. Women are often more attracted to deeper voices because low frequencies subconsciously signal safety and protection. It's not just cultural. Studies link deeper tones to emotional stability and confidence.
So the voice literally sounds like emotional security.
Yes, attraction starts in the ears before it reaches the heart.
Fact 8. Mimicry is a sign of attraction, one of the most fascinating cues. When someone likes you, they unconsciously mirror your gestures, tone, or rhythm.
Like when they sip their coffee right after I do, or match my slang?
Exactly. It's the mirror neuron system at work. Your brain saying, I'm in sync with you.
That's wild. So chemistry is literally neurological choreography.
Fact 9. A typical crush lasts around 4 months. Psychologists found that most crushes fade after about 120 days. If it lasts longer, it's no longer infatuation, it's emotional attachment.
So if I'm still thinking about someone after 4 months, my brain has upgraded the software.
Exactly, from curiosity to connection.
Fact 10. We find people more attractive when others like them. That's called the social proof effect. If someone is admired or desired by others, your brain tags them as valuable.
So attraction is contagious.
Yes, validation by association. Your mind assumes, if others see value, maybe I should too.
These facts reveal something powerful. Attraction isn't a mystery, it's pattern recognition. Your brain is constantly scanning for familiarity, safety, and social validation. But here's where things get even more interesting. What happens when your crush moves from attraction to obsession? When your thoughts stop being playful and start taking control? That's where neuroscience turns from curiosity to caution. Follow the channel if you haven't already and leave a like if you're enjoying it. Next segment, the brain under obsession, where we'll explore the dark side of infatuation, adrenaline, daydreams, and the mental loop that keeps you stuck.
So far, we've seen how your brain builds a crush. Dopamine, chemistry, familiarity. But what happens when that crush starts taking over your thoughts?
You mean when it's no longer cute, when it starts feeling like a
playlist you can't stop looping?
Exactly. This is where attraction crosses into cognitive obsession. The mind keeps replaying the same emotional pattern, a kind of mental echo chamber fueled by anticipation, fantasy, and uncertainty.
So my crush becomes, well, a full-time tenant in my brain.
Yes, rent-free, but energy expensive. Let's decode how that happens, step by step. Fact 11. You remember more dreams when you're crushing on someone. Your emotional brain, especially the limbic system, stays highly active when you're infatuated. That heightens attention, emotion, and surprisingly, dream recall.
So that's why they keep showing up in my dreams? It's not fate, it's just my brain staying awake while I sleep.
Exactly. Emotion keeps memory alive, even in REM sleep.
Fact 12. Butterflies in your stomach are actually stress. That fluttery feeling? It's not romance, it's adrenaline. Your sympathetic nervous system is preparing for uncertainty.
So those butterflies are basically mini panic attacks in disguise?
Pretty much. Anxiety dressed as excitement.
Fact 13. Pretending not to miss them makes you miss them more. This is called psychological resistance. When you try to suppress a thought, your brain rebels, amplifying the very idea you're trying to avoid.
So I don't miss them becomes I really miss them.
Exactly. Suppression strengthens emotional focus. The brain doesn't understand don't, it only hears the object of attention.
Fact 14. You imagine conversations with them. Ever catch yourself daydreaming a whole dialogue with your crush? That's the brain rehearsing possible outcomes, a process called social simulation.
So my imaginary talks are my brain running emotional rehearsals?
Exactly. It's training for connection, like a psychological dress rehearsal for reality.
Fact 15. Playing with hair or small gestures signal attraction. Body language gives the unconscious away. For women, for instance, playing with hair can be both self-soothing and attention-grabbing. It's a subtle sign of nervous energy mixed with interest.
So even the body joins the conversation the brain started.
Yes, it speaks the language of attraction long before we find the words.
Fact 16. Talking to your crush builds mental strength.
Even if it feels scary, interaction improves confidence and emotional regulation. Every real conversation teaches your brain how to balance excitement with composure.
So practice makes peace.
Exactly. Communication trains the nervous system to handle emotional pressure.
Fact 17. Thinking about them too much can become limerence. When a crush turns into intrusive thoughts, that's limerence, an obsessive form of infatuation. Psychologist Dorothy Tenov described it as a state where desire becomes involuntary. The reward circuit can't switch off.
So that's why it feels impossible to stop? The mind links them to pleasure itself.
Exactly. Your brain's reward circuit becomes hypersensitive, chasing a chemical promise that may never be fulfilled.
It's wild. The mind can trap itself in its own craving.
Yes, and the more you fight the thought, the louder it gets. That's why awareness is the first antidote.
The hidden lesson of your crush. So far, we've explored how a crush begins, grows, and even hijacks your brain. But there's another layer, the meaning behind it. Because in truth, your crush isn't a random spark. It's a message from your mind.
A message saying what exactly?
That's what these next facts reveal. The final part of this journey, facts 18 through 21, isn't about obsession anymore. It's about awareness, what your crush is trying to teach you about yourself, your patterns, and your emotional intelligence.
Fact 18. Your crush reveals your emotional needs. Every person you're drawn to awakens a psychological imprint. You might be attracted to someone confident because your brain craves stability. Or to someone unpredictable because your mind seeks stimulation.
So my type isn't random. It's a reflection of my needs.
Exactly. Attraction is the subconscious saying, I need this energy in my life. When you decode that message, you start seeing attraction as feedback, not fate.
Fact 19. Your brain learns from every crush, even the unreciprocated ones. Neurologically, every crush strengthens the brain's emotional learning circuits. You learn about risk, rejection, empathy, and self-control. It's like emotional weightlifting.
So even when it doesn't work out, my brain's getting stronger?
Yes, every unreturned feeling trains your resilience.
Your mind learns how to feel deeply without losing balance.
Fact 20. Some crushes are just mirrors of your potential. Here's something profound. Sometimes you don't actually want the person, you want the version of yourself you become when you imagine being with them.
That's deep. So my crush might represent the confidence, freedom, or creativity I want to embody.
Exactly. You're not chasing them, you're chasing the feeling of who you could be. That's why crushes are powerful teachers of identity.
Fact 21. A crush always ends with a choice: projection or growth. In the end, every crush gives you two paths. You can project, keep idealizing and escaping into fantasy, or you can grow and integrate what it revealed about your mind.
So I can either repeat the story or rewrite it.
Exactly. That's emotional fluency, knowing when your brain is dreaming and when it's finally awake.
The hidden lesson. When you look at it this way, your crush becomes a mirror of self-awareness. It shows you what you value, what you avoid, and what you long to become. You stop asking, do they like me? And start asking, what is this feeling teaching me?
That changes everything. The story stops being about them and starts being about me.
That's the essence of transformation. From infatuation to understanding. From chemical reaction to conscious reflection.
Every crush begins with chemistry, those dopamine highs that make you imagine what could be. But it ends with clarity, the moment you realize that every person you're drawn to reflects a part of your inner world. When you fall for someone, your brain isn't only showing you who you like, it's showing you what you need to understand about yourself.
So, every crush is a short story written by my neurons, waiting for me to read it.
Exactly. And once you read it consciously, you stop being trapped by the plot and start becoming the author.
That's what neurofluency is all about. Not just learning words, but learning awareness. Not just memorizing English, but thinking through it. Because when you master the language of your mind, you master the language of connection.
If today's episode helped you see your crush and your mind in a new way, follow NeuroFluency wherever you listen and share this with someone who needs to hear that every feeling has meaning.
And remember, don't just study English. Rewire your mind to think in it.